So Mark, why don't you come introduce yourself?
Well, this is my new brew structure, and my name's Mark. And what we got here is a three-level system where we have our hot liquor tank up here, and then this is the mash tun, and then there's the brew kettle. And so we're using gravity fed for transferring the liquids from one to the next.
So Mark, tell me how long it took you to build this contraption.
Well, I didn't really time it, but from conception, which would have been the stage of design, all the way to first inaugural use, was probably a little over 2 months.
Wow. Good.
It took about a month to plan it, design it, and get the materials, and then it took about a month again then to actually weld it.
I'm Steve Roden. I'm here to help with the brewing for the inaugural brew, the Irish Red Ale. This structure here was crafted by Mark, but what we're doing is an all-grain process. It's a delightful afternoon, well, early afternoon, and we should hope to get a good brew out of this.
Steve, I'm John Downs. I'm the video guy, as well as the beer grunt, and I work for beer.
Which this is a recipe that we just ordered from Northern Brewer, and so they bottled it or bagged it all up for us. Basically about 9 pounds of grains, and
what's the mix of grains?
2 ounces of hops. The mix of the grains in this recipe is pretty complicated. It has 2-row pale for the base malt, and then it has 4 different specialty malts. It's a tiny little bit of English chocolate malt and biscuit malt.
What is malt? Is that barley?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Malted barley.
Okay.
Which means that they germinate it briefly until it just starts to sprout, and then they roast it. And then that germination process, I guess, it creates the enzymes and prepares the starch, but it gives it some flavor. And then they roast it specifically, for certain reasons. And then so there's dark roasts and there's light roasts, and there's all kinds of specialty drinks. So
okay.
So this one has the caramel pills and the breeze and the biscuit malt and the chocolate malt, and they're all mixed into the bag ahead of time and pre-crushed, so you just added it right in there.
Then you have some yeast too, correct? And yeast you can buy all types of yeast, right?
Yeah, this one calls specifically for American Ale Yeast 2, which is a Y yeast product, 1272. And yeah, so I didn't have that yeast yet, so I went ahead and purchased it. But I like to reuse the yeast, saves money. Because these little packets, they're like $7-8 a packet. So if you get to use the same yeast on 3 or 4 batches, then you're getting it down to $1 to $2 per use.
Okay.
It's a great moment in history.
That's right.